Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to our War on the Sea Let's Play series as the US Naval Forces, carrying straight off of our previous episode where we did chase off a Nagato battleship, unfortunately not sinking it, leaving it in a critical condition. Unspecified critical condition as well. We're not sure what sort of compartments were destroyed or even just damaged. So we're unfortunately losing sight of that over the course of the evening, as of course things grew darker and we lost sight, which is rather a shame. We'd like to have sunk that and had a more decisive engagement there, but not to worry. We still need to look out for that. We're going to do some excessive scouting, of course, and get some planes out to see where that might be. And, of course, looking out for the other battleships, the Fuso, Kongo, and indeed the mighty one, the Yamato. Still lurking about, perhaps, out there. No idea where they are as of yet. So let's go to the strategic map and see what we can do about that. Alrighty then, so we have some Mavises coming out over here. We're going to try and intercept those with our Wildcats over here. It does look like they're going for the Tambor, which is where the Emilys were going in the previous episode. Of course, decided not to engage us. Just is very strange, but okay. Just hovered around and decided to go back to base, but we did of course intercept them with these Wildcats. And what an ordeal that was indeed. Just not being able to keep up with the altitude and just running rings around them before we actually shot them. We are going to, of course, launch some more scouting Kingfishers. Try and see what is out there. Don't necessarily need to go in these straits anymore because we do have radar coverage. We are going to go, I think, in this sort of direction over here. Do have some bow fighters coming out. We're going to be a little bit more aggressive with those to see if we can catch the Nagato in retreat, if indeed that is what it's doing. We are rather going to launch some Kingfishers out to the north over here. We do see some fighters, I believe, roofs, which did come off the Shortland Islands to intercept a previous Kingfisher. Hopefully we can deal with them later with some Wildcats. We will, I think, once these have returned to refuel, launch some more Wildcat flights to go out to the north over here. We are going to launch some Lightnings, I think, as ever, with rockets for less endurance and to hit any light targets. We're going to try looking and scouting over here to protect our assets like that. No particular direction there. And I think that would do for the opening moves there. I think no point launching much out of Santa Cruz and Reno Island. They don't have the range. We are pushing up now past Guadalcanal. I think that'll do just fine. I'll see you with a report in a second. Hopefully getting these planes over here. And there we go. It is a flight of Mavises. So what we're going to do is get our separate flights onto them. That would be great stuff. Just going to pause very quickly. They do appear to be spread out rather a lot there. Rather strange that is how they've come out, but not a problem for us, of course. Lovely stuff that they're going out like that. I did not mean to move that, so that's rather strange. Moving the mouse rather than just clicking. Lovely stuff. Let's go in like that. We are going with 4 Wildcats onto 1 Mavis, and of course none of them bothering to fire because why would you do that? You know, why would you need to? They just don't need to fire at the enemy. Just need to intimidate them so much they become slightly depressed. So let's go in and see what happens there. And very nicely handled with there. Much easier than the Emily's previously. But noticing, I'm not sure if it's a bug or something. I'm getting really fed up of this. The planes, I'm telling them to attack one specific enemy at a time, and then they'll just ignore it and redirect their orders so everyone is firing on the same target at once. It's really disgusting, actually. This should not be the case. The game's been out for over a year now. It's just disgusting. But let's not dwell on it. It's fine. We can deal with it. We can overcome it. We're going to use the rest of the fuel here. We do have 200 kilometers worth of fuel left. That would get us around to do a short-range scout over the Shortland Islands here. So we're going to have a look over there, see if anything's on the way. And then we can regroup to attack any fighters coming up of there in the future so that we have air superiority for the day at least. Having said that, I do want to try and look at bombarding the Shortland Islands so that we don't have to deal with this all the time, at least reducing the amount of Emilys coming off of there. In the meantime, our Napier and Nesta have been sent to escort our Wasp. They do have an armament of depth charges each, which is lovely stuff. They have been damaged a tad themselves, but nothing too major. This is just some close range support for them. I will be launching very soon some destroyers from New Hebrides once we get resupplied to protect the Bogue as well. But at the moment I think it is fairly safe. So let's get scousing once again and see what we can find today. Alrighty then, so I didn't manage to spot it just in time. We're actually out of fuel with these bow fighters, but we did pass a CV. I have marked it on the map. We can see the fleet over here. Let's go in and see exactly what's here. I imagine it's Shokaku. Where is it? Here we go. And indeed it is. It's actually the one we hit with the torpedoes previously. You can see the damage here. No sign of fighters just yet. And you know what? We're probably not going to come into contact with it again anytime soon. So why the hell not? Why shouldn't we try and... after all, why shouldn't I hit it, you know? So let's go in full speed, just in case there are fighters. We'll line ahead soon. We're going to go as fast as we can and try and hit this Shokaku. I really, really want this ship to fracking go down. Only light bombs, of course, on the bow fighters. We are going to line ahead. Very tempting to go down and do a skip bomb actually, but there's so many other ships here, and of course the Shokaku will have a fairly respectable AA armament itself. Yeah, I think the sounder choice is of course to level bomb us if possible, which is rather sad, rather sad. But not a problem, we can deal with it. Let's try and move in and choose a more opportune angle. I think we're just going to go a tad over here and tell them to go in like this, just to get a better approach off, although it's not looking too bad. Just going to tell them to move a little over here and tell them to attack right now and go straight in like that. Hopefully it doesn't evade too quickly. And we should be dropping. There we go. Lovely stuff. Let's tell our bow fighters just to turn around and get out. And we'll see how this goes. Fingers crossed, everyone. Fingers crossed. Well, you know what? I'm very happy with that. All of our bombs hit. None of them were duds. But of course, because they were so light, actually a couple of them being semi-armor piercing, and of course the Shokaku having some decent amount of armor for us, CV. Not a sunk ship there, unfortunately, but it is on heavy damage and moderate flooding. We did wait around for some time to see if that would improve for us, but of course not. Like I said, zero fuel left, and that is the same with these bow fighters as well. I have no choice but to bring them back to base. I wish we'd hit that with something a bit heavier, but of course we do have the Tambor out. We can send that out, and we will be able to launch some Mitchells, actually. I think that would be a very nice idea, actually. What do we want to hit them with, though? That's a question. What range do we have? Possibly 2 bombs to increase our chances of success there. Let's try with that. Can we launch anything decent off of Milne Bay? We can try with some Catalinas, but I don't think that's the greatest idea there. We can try with some Mitchells over here and go with some more endurance with the 2,000 pound bomb there. Just try again. Obviously hoping that we don't get intercepted by some fighters in the meantime. Do have the Lightnings out here, of course, which can have a look at that. And in fact, I think that's what we're going to do. That's probably a better use for them. Just try and screen and scout that CV out right now. That'd be brilliant stuff. We may not be able to get to the Nagato, but a CV would be the jewel, wouldn't it? That'd be absolutely amazing. But you never know. We have ghost ships, of course, in this series, so we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. Let's have a look. Okay, so our Lightnings have intercepted some Zeros, which we're trying to get our Mitchells themselves. It does appear to be the whole deck, the whole flight of Zeros out to get our Mitchells. So we'll see what we can do. We are heavily outnumbered. We have already lost a Lightning. We'll see what we can do. We're going to lose another one there, perhaps. No, please, just shoot Lightnings. That'd be great. Please don't fail me now. Not expecting to get rid of many zeros here at all, but reducing the number would be absolutely brilliant, and hopefully they'll take on the Lightnings retreating if we do decide to do that. I just want to get the Mitchells out of dodge here to make sure they are not being followed by any zeros. Doesn't look like we're shooting anything down though, which is a shame. We've got 2 by the looks of it, which is something, I suppose. But our Lightning's just not on form today. Although having said that, I got another one. The duality of man there. Where is this one going? He's trying to go for one of these 2. Let's get him to fire a little early, see if we can clip one of them. Maybe both of them. Unfortunately not. He is on the tail of this one though. He has made a smart automatic order there. Lovely stuff. He's got another one. Great. Let's try and change some targets about. This one can, yeah, that's exactly where I'd have put it. This one can turn round, I think, over here. This Lightning, yeah, should probably go for this one ahead of it, actually. It might be a bit easier. Tell it to slow down for that. But he's not going to turn in for it. Tell him to slow down just a tad more. Just a tad. And then speed back up again. Hopefully. No. And there we go, lucky stuff, brilliant. Oh my god, this really is everything. There's more Hayabuses though. Some very surprise reinforcements there. Our Mitchell's not exactly going where we want them to. Let's just tell them to get straight out of the engagement area, even though they are quite far away at the moment from the true fight. This Lightning, not too sure what he wants to do here. Unfortunate there. You know, I think I might tell people to retreat and hopefully see if these zeros tell the Lightnings rather than the Mitchells. The Shokaku is getting ever closer to Raboul, so hopefully our endurance from the Mitchells holds up and see if we can hit them. I'll see you in a report in a second. Let's tell this lot to retreat and try and get these zeros to follow the Lightnings. Well, with 4 kilometers left of fuel, I did decide to go into tactical view where we last spotted the carrier, and just by luck we have sighted it just in front of us here. We can't see it, just about see it. It's right here in the fog over there. But, oh, lovely stuff. Let's tell everyone to form up properly. Go to line ahead, get a decent path over the Shokaku, and our speed is at max. Let's compress some time because we're just getting into position here. And hopefully we get a tad. I think we're going to go a tad higher on the altitude actually. Just a tad. And that should make it a little easier to evade any small arms and flak, of course. And that would be brilliant stuff. I might just tell our Mitchells to move over to the right a tad. Just because we're not online exactly how I want with the Shokaku, and then we're going to tell them to go back to the left a tad and get them to just stop and go zoom in a tad and go like that. Lovely stuff. And you know what? I think we're looking good. Let's tell them to attack right now and see if we can get something before we lose any planes. That'd be great. These are the ones carrying just the I think 2 bombs, was it? Let's double check. It is 2 bombs. Lovely stuff. Oh, come on guys, come on, come on, come on, get into a dropping position please. We're very, very close, and get a drop. There we go, lovely. Everyone's off, but the Shokaku is evading. Let's get everyone out as soon as possible. Just pray we can get this bloody carrier. And that is the site we've been looking for ages. We should now have much clearer skies. Unless, of course, they get some other massive fleet carrier out. Wouldn't put it past them. We have apparently got some more contacts. Perhaps that is just... yep, okay, so the Zeros did follow us. That's Hayabuses. Okay, we have lost some Mitchells because of it. Should have just retreated out of there as soon as possible rather than wait around. But not a problem. I will happily lose these Mitchells because Oh, they've lost an aircraft carrier. That is lovely stuff. I was waiting for that to just go into critical condition there. Not even with the flight deck out of commission, because why would it? But there we go. Shokaku sunk. Let's go back to the map and tell everyone to retreat and go home. That's it now. Don't need Guadalcanal. Let's go back. Lovely 3 command points as well. That is brilliant stuff. Let's tell this flight to actually return to base as well. No need to have them out, and we'll tell the Lightnings to go back as well. We only have 3 of them. Did lose rather a lot there, unfortunately. Should be getting a resupply very soon. Should be on the 35th day, which is lovely. Don't know what the hell that course is. Let's go over here, back to base. Double check the other courses now that one's gone a bit strange. But we should be absolutely fine there. We are going to tell this group to move up just a tad. I think, you know what, actually, let's tell them to go this way so that we're in a bit better cover there for our air groups. And I do want to, like I say, bombard the Shortland Islands over cover of night. Let's remove this like that, and we should be great. Let's double check actually the availability. I believe, yeah, Zuikaku could still come out, which is rather a bother there. We are going to have to keep an eye out for that. But it feels like we've been sinking carriers left, right, and centre. Let's go to enemy losses. Our first, where are we? It should be a Kitsumaru somewhere. There we go, Kitsumaru. Many days ago. Great stuff. And we've got the Ryujo only a couple of days later. Chitose's down, and of course Zuiho's down as well. And now so is the Hosho and Shokaku in quick order. Only one operational day previously did we sink the Hosho. Lovely stuff, and that is a lot of tonnage sunk. The Japanese in a very bad position now. Oh, lovely stuff. I'll get back to their report in a minute, see if we can get something else in today. Alright, so mysterious contact with our main force here. Very likely a submarine somewhere. Let's keep an eye out. Torpedoes sighted by the Marne. That would be on the stern. Can we see anything anywhere? Bearing 63, that would be over here. We can probably see them just here if I'm right. So what we're going to do is brake here and immediately reverse. I imagine they're going for a leading position here. And I am, of course, going to tell our Australia to turn around. I think turn to the port here and tell the Atlanta to do the same as well. Let's see how these go. Let's go back to the Marne here. This does appear to be the angle of launch just here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. So that's a lot of torpedoes sighted. It's a lot of torpedoes sighted. Does look like they were going for quite a decent lead there. So telling the Marne to reverse was certainly the right idea. But how are we going to dodge them with the Australia and Juno? That is the question. Does look like they're going to a starboard turn there. So what we're going to do is stop turning and just get ourselves straight out there before we turn ourselves into them. We're going to tell everyone else, of course, to do the same. We're going to turn to the ports there. With the rest of the formation and get our Marne to try and sink the submarine there. That would be great stuff. I'd rather this than the carrier, of course. But I'll take it. So let's try and hit this ruddy bloody submarine. Let's not go too fast, so we need to start changing our rudder shift and go with the Marne like that. Can we, how many depth charges do we have? A full stock of 60. Lovely stuff. The torpedo's taking a bit of a curvature there, but we should be just fine. Let's have a look at the Australia there. Yeah, the torpedo's quite a way away now. So actually, let's tell that to stop so that we can help out our sonars there and try and keep contact with the submarine as the Marne moves in for that. And indeed, it does look like we're coming straight in on there. So, can we see it just yet in the submerged view? Not just yet. That's not a problem. Does look like we're coming very close to it on the map, though, so it might change. There we go. It's right in front of us. Yeah, we're going to change our direction there a tad, I think. In fact, let's not move like that. Let's just go a bit slower and change our turn and actually try and change our rudder shift just a little bit and try and drop now just to try and get something off. Let's reduce the amount fired. We are rather a large distance away with that though, so it's not too likely we'll hit. In fact, what we're doing here is turning far too much with our other ships, and in fact they are very likely going to go into the torpedoes there. So let's double check that. Let's tell everything to stop just to make sure we don't tunnel vision on that. Do not want that today, thank you very much. That would be rather stupid if we lost ships because we turned into torpedoes we knew were there. So let's tell everyone to actually stop there. Mauritius can do the same as well. You're turning straight into them. Forget how quickly we do turn into torpedoes like that. And we get the destroyers here to actually turn over and follow some waypoints like that just to make sure they get out of there okay. Of course, not hitting this at all. So what we're going to do is get the Australia, I think, to reverse just a little bit, and we get the Marne to do the same, so it can actually come under or come over the submarine like that. And I'll come back to you in a second as we get into position. And there we go, we're just about in position. How many depth charges did we spend? We spent 9. That's rather a lot, but not a problem. I think we'll go back to a 3 spread now. And we should be in a very decent position to actually attack that over here. Gonna just increase our speed a tad so we get over it just a little bit quicker. And actually reduce our speed again and start firing. I think that would be great stuff. Let's fire now. And hopefully that'll be a decent hit. That'll be 2 ships in 1 episode. Imagine that. 2 very nice threats dealt with. That is excellent stuff. A submarine and a fleet carrier. We're looking like we're getting some decent targets here. Let's just increase our speed a tad to keep pace with it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's exactly what we like to see. Perhaps just another attack though, just a few less, and there we go, we should be fine on that. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. And there we go, the submarine did succumb to flooding and exploded. I thought it would try and surface after it blew its ballast there, but not a problem, lovely stuff. Let's try and identify exactly what they lost there, which series of sub. That was a Type B, okay, interesting. So what does that leave them with there? Because they had more Type Bs than anything else available at the moment, didn't they? Well, they had, let's see. So there's 20 in class. And we have sunk a fair old amount of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 they should now have available to them, which is great stuff. And how many Type A? It's just the 1. So 6 submarines available, pretty much, unless they start banging out the Type Cs or the B Mob 1s. But I doubt that'll be the case. They shouldn't be available until, well, the following year, perhaps. But we'll see. We have, by the looks of it, just been resupplied at 90. Excellent stuff. Let's try and make use of that, shall we? I did already spend some points that we got from the Shokaku into some Benhams. They're going to go and protect the Bogue over here. But before that should mean, yep, we have engineering and fuel and such being resupplied with that. So let's go manage our cargo here and get some more troops and supplies onto Guadalcanal, shall we? Once again with this group. That would be great stuff. all the way over here. 41 hours until they get there. Lovely stuff. Oh, it's looking so good over here now, isn't it? Great stuff. You know what I want? I want a battleship, so that we can take more decisive surface engagements. Let's double check our dockyard. It's going to take 5 days for the New Orleans and Northampton to come out. And at that time, I probably want to send back either the Astoria or maybe the Australia, although the Australia's not taking any heavy damage. That's probably the best idea to put the Astoria back because of that torpedo it took to the bow. Let's double check exactly what a battleship costs. I believe it's around 90. Let's see. Go to battleship. Yeah, okay. For a North Carolina or a South Dakota, it's going to cost 80. North Carolina being slightly faster, but I believe South Dakota has better armor. Let's see. It does indeed. Okay. What's the surface radar? Is 20 kilometers. 24 on North Carolina with slightly better air radar. But of course, we do have air coverage with our cruisers. I'm thinking South Dakota is perhaps a better choice. What sort of other BBs do we get? We get a Tennessee. That's very interesting. That's very interesting indeed. And New Mexico's not my favourite, and neither is Pennsylvania. Colorado could hurt. The guns on that are rather large, 406, and it does, I believe, have some pretty decent armour over there. In fact, it does, with some decent surface and air radar. It is extremely slow, though, at 21 knots, as all of these will be. It's an interesting choice here we can make. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to you guys. If we get a battleship, what do you want to see? South Dakota or something more more interwar period, like a Colorado or New Mexico or something? I'm easy either way. You all the viewers, you decide. I want to know what you want to see, because otherwise I feel pretty comfortable just getting it really, like I say, for decisive engagements and to have a little more staying power, because this fleet has been backwards and forwards so much. It would have given us some decent bombard power against the Shortland Islands if we had a battleship as well. So we'll see about that. It might even be able to take on the Nagaso directly then, but you never know. Having said that, I think we'll try and get in one more operation today, and that will be it for today. Thank you very much. So let's do some scouting and see what's about, shall we? Well, I decided, since we shot down the Emilys and the Mavises previously, that it's probably safe to go straight to the Shortland Islands, since we were parked, of course, over here in their sites and previously would be attacked over there if they had anything, and we weren't. So I thought, yeah, let's go straight for it. And you know what? We've bloody gone for it. We've not come under any source of interception, so let's press the magic button. There we go. Let's see if that's made any difference. Perhaps not, perhaps not. Should we try again? That will expend our ammo. That has reduced the airfield level there. So we're going to go straight back to Reno Island and recoup our armament there. That is lovely stuff. I'm not entirely sure what that means for their aircraft capacity, at least reducing the amount of Emilys they get to 0 perhaps, and of course the max stock of roofs and Mavises they may have there, but we'll see in the coming days, I'm sure. And you know what, I think that will be it for today, everyone. Looking at a very nice position. Please let me know what you want from our command points. It may not be until next week, unless you get straight on to the commenting, because I am batch recording, just so you know. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. I certainly enjoyed making it after destroying that carrier. The Japanese looking rather vacant now, of course. So yeah, again, thank you very much for watching. I have been the Edified Gamer, and I hope all your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.